April. Can I make you big or keep you small? You choose. Awesome. And your volume, can you say hello so I can make sure I got you?
Hello.
Yeah, gotcha. Excellent. Well, that's healing up pretty good.
Now,
Now,
still pissed off. That's one of my questions.
right. Now they're supposed to dissolve, and you don't know if they have.
Oh, there's one in here. I can see two, and then there's two in the bottom that I can still see, and I'm half tempted to ice it and pull them out because it hurts so bad. I don't want the doctor to touch them.
Okay, understand your fear of having them invade that space again is actually stopping that health, that growth, or the healing process. Okay, do you understand?
It
You've had a
hurts.
bad, yeah, it hurts. It hurt, yes, exactly. But the energy can't go there to dissolve them. You
Well,
understand? Your body.
I keep doing this, and I've touched them before, and they're sore, so barely touching them, just it's excruciating pain.
Yes, they do need to come out because I feel like they have healed, but they're not dissolving. You don't want the doctor to do it, but you're more scared that if you were to tug it, it's going to cause more pain.
Well, that's why I was going to ice them.
And I think that, yes, I can see this. Now, sometimes when you go in, it'll just be more of a tickle. But again, your body is so freaking scared of the horror that it had gone through. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just let me decide, or let them tell me why it's not dissolving. Just a little bit further. I have to. Okay, so you're not able to bring that source point of energy to come in. So it's stopping somewhere. Let me just look where. So they're showing me second chakra issues with the energy flow that affects in the face. So let me look at what do they mean. And they were telling me this has to do with your large intestine. Again, that last point is right here on the nose is large intestine. And they're saying that it's about rejection. They're looking at how you were rejected. So at some point you were rejected. You're smiling. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that was going to be my other question. It's funny that they came together like this, but I have had continuous relationships where they abandoned me, and I feel like they're not strong enough to stick with me, but I need to break that cycle. And it's funny because these are related, and I didn't know that. That was awesome.
Yes, they are very much related. Yes, because as I'm looking a little bit further, you're so used to your efforts being unreceived. Like when you're in relationships and you put all this effort into it, can you see how it's unreceived? Okay. They're saying, when they go a little bit further now, in the relationship, do you get accused?
Or do you? I was with a narcissist for about 2 months. That one I did. Other ones, I just feel like they're not strong enough men for me, and I don't know what that word. I need to heal it because.
Right. Okay, so let's get into the next part. So we know that there's efforts unreceived, and there's a lot of accusing going on, but it created a lot of discouraged. Okay, they're saying the discouraged inside of you, like overtime hopelessness. Oh, I'm never going to be able to relationship, or I'm not. It's here we go again. The overtime hopelessness, but the discouragement causes you to actually look at how you had developed an arrested development at 6 years old, and you had turned towards yourself and said that the outside always tries to get its way, expands itself. Okay. Narcissists can do this, but you're letting go of this. So you made a conscious choice at 26. I'm not doing this anymore. Do you understand? There's something that you said, I'm not doing this anymore. Because you didn't feel safe. Okay. Here's the thing. You've been building and growing to build your safety. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. You've been carrying a wound since 6 years old, and it has become a habit. And do you judge right from wrong? Do you say that's the wrong way to do it? That's the right way to do it? Do you understand? You define it black and white. That when you used to, but consciously you're not. Body, your conscious holds all those things that you used to if you don't heal them out. With that said, you don't ever want to feel worthless again. And then you're so determined on a conscious level, but your inside says that the outside tries to condition me. That ain't going to happen anymore. Okay. This whole story is I'm strong. I'm strong. That's all there is, damn it. And that's why you know that you are strong. And these people are, why are you drawing in weak people? And they're saying they want you to notice that it has to do with all the stuff that's unresolved, but and it boils down to discouraged. You haven't resolved discouraged. Okay, so you can consciously live and be strong, but your body says this still needs to be addressed. Okay. And when it does, it goes back into how you handled, coped, and dealt with rejection. That first rejection at 6 years old, or that happened to you, has conditioned you to have this pattern that happens to you. Okay? I don't want to feel this again. At the same time, I don't want to feel rejected again. So I'll just endure the pain. No, I don't want to endure the pain. Oh my God, I have no choice. Can you feel the back and forth? Then the conflict is happening. This is the fighting of the self. When I asked Spirit, where do you want her to start breaking it down? And they said, well, you have to get yourself out of the triple warmer, which is the shock of when you experienced it. Like when you, and they said the greatest example, same for relationship, is when they put you under to fix your nose. And then when you came out of it and had to experience the healing aspect of it, and you're like, oh, hell no. It's like you went away, you were happy, you went to sleep, you got up, and you're like, what the fuck? You felt a truck had hit you. Okay. To some degree. And then when the healing process began, you had to endure pain because that needs to be cleansed. That needs to be balanced. You don't want to endure the cleansing process. You don't want to endure. Do you understand? And so you will draw men to you. You will draw men to you that has to do with a lot to do with being timid and shy. I don't want to go there again. I don't want to go there again. So you're repeating, I don't want to endure that rejection. I don't want to endure that to which was love unreceived. When you go to the doctor and they have to do that hard part. Ooh, I just had a flash. I just have to explain this. How the hell? Okay. The example that would be when I went to the hospital, I had to take my son to the hospital to get stitches on his forehead. And then another time was on his hand. And you give them to the doctor, and the doctor says, you need to hold them down. And you're like, okay. And then that child looks at you. What are you doing to me? And then the authority has to take and do something. And all you know is like, you're causing me pain. Now, from a child's perspective, I don't want to endure anything that's going to make me feel like I'm getting better. It's like when, I know, see, now they just did another flash. It's the same thing when I found out I was pregnant for the second time. My body said, oh, hell no, we are not giving birth. And I'm like, well, we kind of got to get the bowling ball out. We have no choice. My body was not in sync with my mind. My mind, I was already practicing meditation and I Reiki and all of this. And as soon as my water broke, I was fine. And all of a sudden, as soon as the first pain happened, my body says, no, it's beginning. Ah. It had gone in extreme anxiety that my head, it messed with my head because the chemicals in my head were all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm going to die. And I started to go into a panic attack, all of these things. And then all the learning that I did just went out the window. Okay. Can you see where I'm going? It's the ultimate point of, no!
I thought I'd gotten used to.
You thought you got used to it?
Yeah, because I keep
Mind
saying
over matter.
They're not worth it. And usually next is better, but I've
now it's coming to be worse than the first. The worse than the first theory is that if you haven't taken care of your stuff, healed it, grew from it, you got to keep repeating it, and then it'll get louder, 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 and louder. This is where it goes from a whisper to a bitch slap. That's why you don't waste the moment. So again, even though in your physical body as well as in a relationship, your body is saying, no, it doesn't want you to consciously engage in something in your life, even though you're like, this is what? Your body is trying to scream at you. Okay.
Okay, what do I do?
The reason it chose the nose is because like I can see you, but the nose is the very first thing we usually can connect with. Like when a baby's born, it smells and it roots to get to the milk. It knows where to go. Part of you does not want to smell these people anymore. And it's that part of that rejection. Do you understand? Your body, still holding on to stuff.
Okay.
Consciously, right.
How do I let it go?
So what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to hold L3D and you're going to think about it, weakness.
Okay.
And whatever will come up from that, you will know. Now, when you're doing this, breathe, because if your body starts talking to you in the fashion I think it's going to, just take it slow, because it says, I have a lot of panic here. I do not want to do this again. What are you talking about? Da-da-da-da. You had a bad experience with a person, and I don't want to do that again. Why do we want to talk to that person again? It's not the same person as the signature. When you hold L3D, you're going to help. I want you to pay attention to your body. Breathe it through. Your body may act weird, but talk to it, listen to it. But as you're holding L3D, you're also kicking in that innate healing. You're letting the source back in. Okay. Now, when you start to get rid of that fear and the weakness and all of this, then is there anything wrong with you to just take and snip it and pull it out, or cut it or pull it onto it?
If I may have to ice it because it's so sensitive. I barely touch it. It feels like a scab, and you peel the scab off, and then you pull the hair in that scab. It's so sensitive like that. So I don't want him to touch it. I'm gonna ice it, and then
Okay. Now I can feel that you will have a sense of control if you try to do it yourself. Do it. You may find it's easier than you think.
Okay.
But notice how it's like, I don't want him to touch me.
He's a jerk. He told me, what, do you think you're different than anybody else? And I'm like, well, obviously I am. So he has no bedside empathy whatsoever.
Well, you called in another weird one. That's good. Because you're trying to show yourself that they don't know how to understand your pain. Not unreceived. They don't get you.
Well, I'm hoping I had some kind of influence in him, because the antibiotic he gave me, I'm I'm intolerant to the capsule that was made out of corn. And I told him when I went back, I said, what if I would have went to anaphylactic shock from this? I just want him to be, he goes, well, nobody's gone to anaphylactic shock from eating corn. And I said, well, I have an intolerance, but it could have been an allergic reaction. I just want you to be aware that people have these things. And
Right.
I'm hoping that I sent him a box of chocolates and said, thank you for going a little bit slower with me, which he didn't, but I'm hoping the next person.
You see, the thing is okay, that's a whole nother thing right there. We ran out of time because I have
Just tell me what I need to do if I need to get a session.
Just make sure you do L3D. Now that other thing is is something completely different, because one of the things that you're doing simply is, I need him to understand. That's a whole other healing tool right there. I need him to understand. He's not getting me. Do L1D.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you so much for honoring me and yourself. I love you too. Okay, we will talk to you later, and good luck. Thank you, Spirit, for helping her take the stitches out. So thank you all for sharing, caring, and loving. Resolve to evolve.
Heal and study deal.
You can heal that.
Feel it to heal it.
When in doubt.
Heal it out.
And when I'm doubting.
Make sure you heal that shit out and grab a tool.
This simple little tool here, OMG. And please, always do your best to stay blessed.
Stay blessed.